Hello, you. Yes, you. This is Osayome Saleh from Ways Prime Time. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?
A delightful Friday morning to you, our dearest viewers, and happy Eid Kabir to our Muslim brothers and sisters who are about to help us have an unforgettable day. This is a warm welcome to Ways Breakfast, hashtag what are you saying, the platform for the informed, curious, and passionate persons. Our conversation this morning is as informative as the location of the Sallah meeting of plan to divorce today. Is keeping safe during Sallah, security and safety. It's something that concerns all of us, and on Ways, we definitely want to hear your tips and suggestions. We have to be a part of what security is saying in Nigeria, and this is where I ask you to join this conversation and other amazing discussions that we have here. You can tune in every Monday morning to Friday as we explore present discussions, public perspective, and inspiring stories. I am your one and only Okikiola Taiwo Jalufo, and I welcome you to the show this morning. And I'm grateful and glad to be here alongside my beautiful women. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you?
Eid al-Kabir.
Okay. And the awkward silence.
Good morning.
Should have been my accolades. I'm trying to greet my Muslim
Oh,
brothers
yeah.
and sisters.
Eid al-Kabir.
It's Kabir, right?
Yes.
Kabir, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I said this morning we're going to play a game of name.
Okay.
And name is Muslim names that you know.
Okay.
So you have to be very quick.
Let's go.
Are you ready?
Born ready.
Okay. Name of Muslim people that you know. Jima.
Amira.
Ibrahim.
You see, but see, we start the game, don't fail out.
I intentionally failed so that I can let you guys, also say some names.
Politician.
I don't want to, just like honesty, I don't like to feel like, humility is key. Humility is key.
Take another round. Let's see if it's really humility or you don't know it.
When you are humble, you allow people take the glory. I'm not going to fight today. Anyways, thank you for being part of the name game, even though I lost. But of course, we want to hear from you today. What are your plans for today? Comment on our social media handles from Instagram to TikTok to YouTube to X and Facebook. Just share with us. And we'll go on a break right now. When we return, we'll take you through the top stories across the globe. Stay with us.
Life is made up of moments, some that fill us with joy, others that test our strength. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space to explore the highs and lows of human connection, the love, the heartbreak, and resilience that shapes our life. From relationships to friendships, parenting to partnerships, and so much more. Every week, we share stories and conversations that define us, navigating love, separations, the struggles of parenting, dealing with anxiety and managing the pressures and stress of life. Real conversations that bring us closer, helping us heal, grow, and connect. So join me Mondays through Fridays at 10 p.m. for Heartlines, the show where we'll connect hearts, have real conversations with real people, one story at a time.
Great to have you back from that break. Now, let us take a look at the news from the pages of today's newspaper. We would highlight the top stories from The Punch, The Guardian, and, of course, the international paper. Starting off, as always, abroad, because beauty.
All right, straight into the international newspaper. We have here South China Morning Post newspaper. At the top left, we have 94% supports legal basketball betting. And at the top center, private hospitals urged to be upfront. Top right, new man at helm reflects change. Media headline, that's at the left column. Presidents end their standoff with core. And middle section headline, that's at the middle left. We have bitumen found in water as 2 housing AM estate. And the last headline on the newspaper, that's at the bottom full width. We have Australian PM, that's Prime Minister, expected to meet XI in Beijing later this summer. So the first headline I'll be talking on says President end. Sorry, just a minute. Okay, President end their standoff with core. So in details, the President of the United States and China has spoken directly for the first time since the tension escalated due to Trump's global trade war. Now, the phone call marks a notable shift after a prolonged diplomatic silence between the two nations. I think at this point, Trump already knows better, so there's no need to even, talk more about it. It's just stating that now they are, having a conversation about the trade war and how, they will ensure from now on that, whatever discussion that they have has to favor both the United States and, China's citizens as well. So the other headline I want to talk on says Australian PM expected to meet XI in Beijing later this summer. So it just further reflects that it's not just the United States that is having issue with China. I mean, what I mean by that is almost everybody, be the prime minister or so, there's always one thing about, something around China. And I think it's because, China is that country that, sells to almost every country, technology-wise and, so on and so forth. So we have the Australian PM, deciding to meet the president of China later this summer, for them to talk about their, the relationship they have that is strained and how they can, rekindle whatever that they have before. Because, of course, this is, going to help both, Australia and also help the China community as well. So this is just, the conversation that we have today is more on relationship. And speaking about relationship, what's going on with Trump and Elon Musk? Just yesterday, we were talking about the union and, what we see, both the political
and the business side.
And the business side of it, exactly. And just on the newspaper today, we are seeing pointing fingers and say, what's going on?
Interesting.
It's funny,
the political
honestly.
landscape is full of using civilians to catch crews. Because the headline is quick to maybe talk about them fighting or talk about them collaborating.
Twitter has banters from both of them. So it's not just headline carrying.
No, what I'm saying is that it might just be, we both could sit in maybe in an enclosed place and we're like, let's just come some ruckus.
Okay.
Right.
Let's just make something work. And we'll go online. And social media is a space where you don't know what happens at the back end. So everybody can wake up. So most of the time when I see these posts, whether they are fighting or they're suddenly friends, I'm always like, these guys are at it again. People will be fine.
We'll get the full story later on. Or maybe we don't even need it.
Exactly.
Interesting. All right, let me take you through the Nigerian papers. The Punch has some stories here. The major headline reads, Sallah, Tinubu promises economic rebound, urges prayers for soldiers. IG moves to secure Eid prayers as governors, Atiku and others greet Muslims and gridlock worsens. Above that, we have stories on the USSD war. Telecos oppose airtime charges for bank transfers. Trump's new bill may slash Nigeria's $21 billion remittances. And again, we're seeing a very big display from the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Ezenwa Iyesomwike, and the Honorable Minister of the State, Dr. Maria Mahmoud, on behalf of all the residents of the FCT, giving a welcome to His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on the 17-day commissioning of the project from June 10 to July 3rd, 2025. Anyways, let me take you through the story that really, is screaming here. I think the Punch did not really give us a lot of details and, with some of the stories we've had, because I really like when we have a story from Monday, something pressing, and we see a follow-up on it. And it's not just at that moment. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But the Punch didn't give us that much details. But in the spirit of Sallah, the IG moves to secure Eid prayers as governors Atiku and others greet Muslim and the gridlock worsens. President Bola Tinubu has called on Nigerians to be patient with his administration's reform, assuring us that the toughest days are behind us. Tinubu, who gave the assurance in his message to mark the 2025 Eid al-Kabir celebration on Thursday, said that though the journey had not been easy, his economic reforms had already started yielding positive results. We may not yet be where we aspire to be, but I urge all Nigerians not to lose hope. Let us hold on to our faith and persevere. Only reforms are gaining traction, with key economic indicators now moving in a positive direction. Soon, all will feel the benefit. He also mentioned that the ultimate objective of these reforms is not just to improve statistics, but to transform lives and set Nigeria firmly on the path to sustainable development. There are no quick fixes, but we are committed to repairing the foundations of our economy once and for all. Our administration will continue acting in the nation's best interests, ensuring that the gains we are recording translate into improving people's lives, Tinubu said. And I think I like that last statement, because when they were analyzing his 2-year administration responsibility, it's always like, oh, there's something being done. Nigerians have hope and everything. But the reason why some Nigerians may not agree 100% to whatever reforms you say that you are putting in place, and that's because they're not seeing it translate to their average life. The average Nigerian is not seeing that reform you think is working, providing food on their table in that sense. So this last statement, re-echoes that. It says our administration will continue acting in the nation's best interest, ensuring that the gains we're recording translate into improving people's lives. And I think that's what governance is all about.
Yeah.
It's not just for the headlines to make you think that something is working. It should translate to seeing that people are actually better for it. And, the standard of living generally is commendable. Now, let me take you through something a bit comical. The Punch newspaper here talks about this telecos, charges for bank transfers from your airtime. And I saw a tweet this morning that I think is quite interesting, and I would love to read it out. I don't know if I saved it here. Just give me a minute, please. Okay, so I have it here. It says, this bank SMS charges are outrageous. You have charged me for making a transaction, and you're still charging me because you sent a lot. So somebody now said, so I paid, then paid for paying, then paid for being told that I paid. This is financial bullying. And I'm saying I totally agree with this person. The payment upon payment upon payment doesn't quite make sense. And since we're seeing some disagreement from two parties, let's see if there'll be some sort of agreement. Even Netflix recently increased their...
Almost all
across
apps
board.
are
DSTV, GoTV, everybody's just increasing. And I'm like, who is to pay it? Is it the people that their salaries are not being increased yet?
Do you understand?
And are going to be paying this?
I think because of, while running costs might be a lot, I think they should also consider that they could also go out of business if their payments, if nobody's actually paying.
To be honest.
So what am I opening shop for if nobody buys my market?
Somebody
so I think
told
they
me
should
one time
reconsider
that one of these I don't want to call the particular, like DSTV, GoTV kind of people, said that they had to call a customer and said, okay, even if you don't want to pay complete, you can pay 50%. And I'm like, we shouldn't have even gotten to this point at all. It should be favorable. When they brought the whole tariff increase, I wasn't expecting that there would be increase, like, I don't even know how to put it, increase that just happens without clear direction. Do you understand? Like, we just finished accepting that we'll be paying more. Right. It has not even gone to 6 months or even a year. We're not seeing more increase. It doesn't really sit well with the average Nigerians. And going back to what the president has said, we hope all these reforms that they are praising him for would translate to people's lives being improved.
Yes, we hope so too. But let us quickly look at what's happening in the Guardian newspaper. The headline reads, Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. Federal government to revoke approvals of reclaimed lands along road setbacks. In the middle of that, we have midterm review, a test of Nigerians' resilience, Tinubu's promises. And on the right-hand side, we have Tinubu article, others urge sacrifice, compassion, and unity at Eid al-Kabir. CDS admits insecurity can't be resolved through military force alone. Above that, we have how to reclaim Nigeria's dream, by FCT Minister, that's in some wiki. We have Benue 1's residents as flood displaces 18,592 people. Time to remove Akwa Ibom governor speaks on defecting from PDP. And the last story here says marketers fault 5% petrol tax and seek amnesty for refiners. I want to only say good news here, but let me quickly highlight the fact that Benue State is facing a lot of things, from banditry to kidnapping, and now we're seeing that flood is also a very big issue for them. So I really don't know how they are doing currently. People will live there, and I've seen somebody mention that just move, pick your bag and move, but it's not easy to start over. Some people don't know better, so they want to live with the condition that they are already at as at that time. So I just hope that for some reason they can find a way to manage insecurity in that place and not also be fighting flood, fighting insecurity, fight famine, fight all of these things, which is indirectly going to affect, the economy in that sense. But on the case of good news, Tinubu hopeful of improved healthcare with $350 million African Medical Center of Excellence. And I think that that's very important to read. The federal government has commissioned the $350 million world-class African Medical Center of Excellence, a medical facility developed by the Afrexim Bank in conjunction with King's College Hospital, London, with the support of other partners. The facility, which has 170 inpatient beds in phase 1, will be expanded to 500 beds in phase 2, and it is meant to tackle challenges of medical tourism, limited access to specialized care, and the brain drain of skilled professionals. It will also address the persistent challenges in accessing high-quality healthcare in Nigeria and across the continent. Speaking at the commissioning of the facility yesterday in Abuja, Tinubu said Nigeria was proud to host the largest stem cell laboratory in West Africa, located within the center, adding that with the planned medical and nursing school on the campus, and with partners ranging from King's College London to the University of Wisconsin, AMCE was laying the foundation for a new generation of African medical specialists who will no longer be exported but empowered at home. Thank God. Anyways, he also observed that the establishment of the AMC was a collective refusal to accept medical vulnerability as destiny, or stressing that the center was a promise of the continent, and a statement that Africa was prepared to compete with the best medical services around the world, and a lot of other things that were said here. But the good news is that they have opened the center, and I like when we are building something and for some reasons, they also infuse that the first of many, or the first in West Africa, or the first of this. Because what he does is that he sends a message to people outside saying that, okay, you should come look, or you should come be a part of this. Do you get that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
So it's not just the regular hospital and, a lot of beds. It's the fact that we have like a cell library, our laboratory, where it's the first, and the largest in West Africa. So I like that for some reasons.
I'm looking at this particular news in conjunction with Bill Gates' statement. I think it was yesterday that mentioned that Nigeria as a whole, our budget for the health system is quite low. That was like a blow in our face, and now we're saying...
It's not a blow. It has always been like, it's not a blow anything. I think that...
But we're seeing initiatives like this.
Yes, and I like the fact that maybe this kind of news, just like you mentioned reforms, while reforms can be paper, you understand, it necessarily has to translate to what people can see, because it's what people can see that people can say that, okay, I've seen this and he has done this. What people can see
is more of the primary health care system or centers in our locality and
vicinity. I went to the primary health center in my area about some weeks ago, and I saw a lot of repainting. They say they are now doing delivery, although if it's anything cesarean section, they do referral.
But there's so many...
It might get to your area very soon, but I'm just saying that in my own area, I've been able to see that there's repainting, there's this upgrade that has happened there. So I believe that the primary health centers are getting there, and some constituencies should take notes. If nothing is coming to your constituency, please write a letter to the local governments asking what is happening
at
to
this
your...
point, because sometimes it could have been disbursed, and somebody is not allocating it properly.
Yes, so demanding, yes, that what is happening to my own constituency, and why is my primary health center not doing well. But that's all we have on today's newspaper. I hope you learned a thing or two. We'll go on a break right now and we'll return with our hot topic for today. Please stay tuned.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light from my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we'll bring you the latest insights, innovation, and in-depth analysis of Nigeria's energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we will analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means business.
Welcome back to the show. As mentioned earlier, today we're talking about keeping safe during Sallah celebrations. And to stay safe during Sallah, in Nigeria especially, we need to be aware of a lot of things. Security has become something that in most cases, even when it's not banditry or kidnapping, it could be pickpocketing, it could be anything. And we just have to be at alert. And one of the things that we can do is to be aware of our surroundings. How aware of our surroundings? How also do we keep our belongings? So we have to keep an eye on our belongings, especially in crowded areas. For one, I will mention Oshodi. If you don't stay away from Oshodi, your belonging will no longer belong to you. It will belong to who it belongs to. And, right. We also know that traffic rules have to be followed in this case. Most people will not follow traffic rules or traffic regulations at this point because the road is quite free for a lot of cases. So traffic lights, they will like, I used to be the fastest rider. Like somebody mentioned that he used to be they used to borrow him for car driving. If you want to get to the airport in 20 minutes, hire him. It is don't follow those people. I used God to beg. Anyways, please obey the traffic regulations and instructions from any security personnel that might be standing there to help you with navigation. Also keep up to date with local news and weather forecasts so that you know whether or not that friend's house that you want to go to, maybe it will rain there, maybe there will be flood, maybe that place is a no-go area. Don't sacrifice your life for meat, please. Also, police commands in various states, I think I need to also shout out to them for that. Police commands in various states, such as Osun and Edo, have deployed personnel to ensure safety and security during these celebrations. And they've also created a channel where you can reach out to them via their designated contact numbers or their social media handles if you have any concern for their assistance. The federal government has also ordered an immediate security assessment for all correctional centers to prevent potential threats and ensure quick responses to emerging challenges. We've had issues with people escaping from correctional centers in the past month. So I'm glad that this is also something that they've taken cognizance of. Beyond security challenges, we also have where any hazard can happen. So kitchen safety is a very important thing where you can avoid, overfilling pans with oil while frying the Sallah meat. Muslim sisters and brothers, fry with ease and also keep children away from open flames and matches. And also ensure that your homes are equipped with fire extinguishers. And I don't think that's even common in a lot of Nigerian homes. Most of the time when I discuss fire extinguishers, it's almost like that one is far-fetched. Nobody knows what fire extinguisher is except in schools or maybe a work environment. Exactly. So please, fire extinguisher is a normal thing to have in your home. Fire blankets to... Talking about fire extinguisher, who even knows fire blankets? But that is also a thing. And smoke detectors, too, are very important in homes. Keep your gas cylinders outside the kitchen. Don't keep it in the kitchen. Also, red alert areas are very important, so you can also take note. Niger State, for example, public Sallah festivities have been banned in Niger State due to the recent flood devastation that resulted in over 200 deaths and widespread destruction. So that's quite a sad news for Niger State, where they're supposed to be celebrating, but unfortunately, flood has displaced a lot of people, and for them, it just makes no sense for them to celebrate anything. We also have high-risk areas like Benue, like we mentioned this morning, Plateau, areas where kidnapping, banditry is very common. Be cautious in areas prone to, herder-farmer clashes and other security challenges. You can also report suspicious activities, maybe inform security agencies about any suspicious behavior or incidents. Incidents are also very common at this time because overspeeding, people just think that they feel the urge to overspeed, and that can cause, a lot of accidents. Be mindful of your personal safety. Beyond everything, be mindful of your own personal safety and, security during the celebrations. Adhere to security guidelines and instructions from authorities. And this is me speaking plenty English, letting you know that it starts with you. And my ladies, of course, will do justice to this conversation with me. This morning, we're not talking plenty. I've told you, be security conscious, but this, right now, we want to talk about things that happen during Sallah.
Like what now?
Like things now that is to happen.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, give us first-hand experience, seeing that you have a more Muslim background.
Yes, but then
so
it's a different view from somebody outside. So I was born a Muslim, right? So it's like I'm in it, right? But the people who come and celebrate with you, it's almost like a different feeling, a different joy when the person is coming to celebrate with you. And that's what I would just want to pick on. So first off, tell me, what's your favorite Salah tradition?
I don't know the Salah traditions that are there, but I want to give you a background to Salah celebration for me throughout my lifetime. I mean, ever since, I started coming to awareness that there's Muslim, there's Christian, and all of that. So I'll say, firstly, my childhood did not appreciate Salah celebration, which is quite sad. It was I don't know if there are other youths like me, Christian youths now from conservative Christian background, where your parents are like, Muslim, they do their own party, enter inside your house. I don't want to see you outside. So that's the kind of feel I had growing up. So except when we have holidays from secondary school and we're indoors, really nothing happens. And I think even some of the places that we have stayed, I didn't stay with a lot of Muslim people. There were very, very few of them. So I think my Salah celebration became more pronounced when I was a bit independent, in the sense that I'd moved to the university. Of course, there are Muslim friends, people that did not go home for the holidays because nobody is pursuing university. And some of them will come back with remnants of meat. And you're calling someone, like, bring meat for me. Oh. Yeah. But when I was much younger, there was nothing like that. We were so excluded from the celebration because we felt like, oh, you're Christian, just focus on Christian celebration, Christmas and Easter. And let me even tell you, beyond that, I think generally the way I grew up, I'm beginning to understand a lot of my childhood recently. The way I grew up is that, don't go outside, just stay inside. What are you looking for? So beyond the whole Muslim celebration, if anybody was doing party or anything or get together, you won't really find us there, because my parents felt like, just be inside. I don't want trouble. I don't want them to see the main cast in that sense. So for me, growing up, I had no memorable Salah tradition, but I used to like when I come out of our balcony, because we were staying upstairs, so we definitely see everything happening. We're not in it, but we're seeing people coming from prayers. I think there's one that they do early morning prayer, so they dress beautifully. Even the malams that used to buy egg from.
It's this morning. It's happening this morning.
Right? It was so beautiful to watch them wear their beautiful kaftans, materials like this, with their children that used to see running around looking all dirty. That day, they are looking extremely beautiful and well-kept, right? So it was a beauty for my brothers and I to behold. Then you can wave at some of them and say, hi, well done. Oh. But of course, when we sight our mother, we enter back inside because, what are you doing there? Exactly. But it was quite beautiful to see. And I'm happy now that I have some Muslim associates around me, Muslim friends. And I told you the last time that the last place I was staying before, we had Muslim neighbors. I think the landlord was even a Muslim. So my roommate and I got some, good quantity of meat that I enjoyed. I enjoyed it, thinking of my parents that you did not allow me to enjoy this growing up. I'm going to eat this independently without you. But I think it's a beautiful celebration. What I love most about it is how beautiful people turn up. Do you understand? I love to see beautiful colors. So you see them trooping in from the mosque or from wherever, and they're all glammed up. You know what I'm saying? They're all glammed up because I know some of them, the malams in our area. I'm like,
the way you keep emphasizing
I have to emphasize because some of them cut by inch. And I'm like, I used to see you now, you and your wife and children. People don't glam up like this. This is your God that's really made you glam up this good, and it's beautiful to behold. I think we should have moments like that that brings us together to celebrate, to just keep away the worries and be happy. So yeah, happy Sallah again.
Thank you for that. I like that. God's beauty.
So to be honest, I feel like she has actually spoke for the both of us. So even down to today, I don't think I've eaten any Sallah meat, to be precise. Not because I don't have, you know, Muslim friends or whatever. I mean, I did Islamic law in school, so I know so much about Islam and all of that, right? But then, just like she said, there's already that belief system that, you know, as they are Muslim, allow them to celebrate, you know, their celebration in peace without you having to involve. Given that most of the times, you really don't know what their belief system is. You don't know how they even pray to their God. If you don't know, you know, I mean, to some extent, who their God is and all of that, allow them to do their thing while you do yours. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it's a bad thing or anything. It's beautiful, right? But then I just believe that, you know, we are serving, you know, different God in that sense, since, you know, that's like how Nigeria wants a period like that. That's how we put it, you know, generally. So I allow them to do their thing. I celebrate on their behalf. I mean, I've worked with a Muslim person before, right? So it's always very good, just like you said. Most of the time, she doesn't, you know, kit up and all of that. But when it comes to the whole celebration, even during their fasting and all, you always see her, you know, invest in it. And I really love it, right? But then when it comes to also the Christian whatever, we do our thing separately too. So I think we should just be like that. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, it's a beautiful one. I guess I'm missing out. I'm missing out on the meat.
To say that. You're not just missing out in the meat, it's the feeling. It's not the meat itself.
It's a feeling.
It's the feeling of actually eating fresh fried ram meat.
Wow.
It's the
You
feeling.
don't come by it every time.
Anyway.
Ram meat is not cheap in the market. So you
That's
maybe
true.
you
It's
get
really
it.
expensive,
No,
yeah.
You're missing. Well, but that's something that, as I said, me, I was born in it. So every year was another banger. Every year
like it.
I had something to eat. And funnily, my dad is not Christian, but we usually celebrate Christmas. For some reason,
I think your house is the house of
I do
celebration.
understand. For some reason, everything is worth celebrating. The chicken, my dad was like, so how are we going to do this Christmas now? It's not like it's going to say go to church or anything. It's just like, okay, everybody's celebrating, they're at home. Let's buy chicken too and stay at home. Either live chicken or if it's frozen, whatever it is we can find. And then we're also posting on our status that,
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Jesus is risen. We're happy with you. So I like the fact that's why I said I had the best of both worlds. Where
I like it.
The way Christianity was painted to me was also like enmity, right? The way Islam too was painted to me is not like, oh, you have to hate or, okay, these Christian people hate you. It was actually when I started interacting with people, I started hearing different views about Christianity. I started
Welcome
hearing
to
that,
the real world.
well, what do you mean by you need to do special deliverance? The fact that you just left is as if you left the underworld. Do you understand? So it was when I got out, I started realizing that, something is happening in this nation. Right. This is not how they taught me at home. I used to love celebrating, but that's why I asked, I think on Monday or on Wednesday when I was asking that this notion where people say don't join people to eat the meat.
Yeah.
How did it come about? Because
So should I tell you the real background? So there was, I've heard, right, some Christians say that the reason why they can't eat Sallah meat is because the Muslims, when they are killing the nama, we used to call it nama, Igbo people, when they are killing it, they are saying some prayers to their God. So that prayers is like obeisance to the person you worship. So in that sense, that meat is not a normal meat anymore. This is what I've heard. So they feel like,
but how many people
that
really
process
experience? So that's why I said that I need to know from the aspect of somebody
I'm telling
who
you from
is,
the aspect of what some Christians think. Growing up, the things I've heard from aunties, uncles,
that's what I'm saying. But how many of them have really experienced? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're saying.
I've really been there, like
To
from
see
the
what it
beginning
looks
to the end, to see when they butchered the meat, when they fried the meat, when most of the time people come when the whole celebration, the rice is
over.
ready, everything is ready,
But
and
you
they
can't
just
say
come and
that in
sit
some
with you.
compounds, you see it's at the back that they do it now. So some of these people are privy.
It's not at the back all the
But
time.
I think I had an aunt like that, right? My mom's younger sister. She used to stay in this very communal environment, right? And so in that place, you will definitely see the slaughtering happening at the back. So maybe that again gave her the idea, oh, now like this.
Sometimes what you don't know can also be out of what you don't know.
Right.
In that sense, because if I'm saying, oh, Allah, 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 other people can consider it as worshipping this God that is not their God.
Yes.
But in real sense, I'm only saying God. But because you don't know Arabic, no, I'm just saying it on the plane.
It's true.
Because you don't know Arabic, you consider that what somebody is saying is fetish.
Yeah.
If somebody is sitting next to me and I'm hearing some kind of deep Yoruba or deep Igbo and it's sounding like I would also think that okay, something is happening that is off here, and then I don't want to exactly. So I believe that sometimes what you don't know can give you a lot of idea of what is, but personally,
it denied me of a lot of meat.
This is
up.
me not. I'm not coming here to promote whether Christianity or Islam, but it's our Muslim brothers and sisters celebration. So of course we have to promote the peace and the joy of the moment for everyone to see, not necessarily talking about the bad part. But one thing I'm going to do. But I should ask you, but obviously, today I will shop meat, tomorrow I will shop meat. For the rest of this week, I'll be shopping meat. But for people like God's Bisif, to start with, that's not necessarily enjoyed
like
Sallah.
Really, you never chop salami.
To be honest.
Chai.
How do you plan to make this celebration unforgettable for you?
So let me tell you something. One thing I love about the Muslims is the fact that for every time that they do this celebration, they don't just do it for themselves alone. They include their brothers and their sisters. And I think that's something that many Christians are even lacking. I'll tell you guys is the truth. Now, you will see Muslims, right? After they have finished eating, or even before they even eat, after they are done with their prayer and all, you see them go to the street and give beggars. Like, the place my mom sells, there are a lot of, this people that come from the north to come and beg. You only see them in the road. See, only today alone, you show me say each of those persons there go don't collect like 5-10 plates. This is no joke. Do you understand? When it's Christmas time or even Easter, you don't see those kind of things. This is not me shading anybody, but even like I'll tell you, if you think like I'm lying, go to the street and see. But every time there's a Muslim celebration, you would always see givers given. You would always see those beggars content, like you go see them with meat. Now that you go not say these people are really celebrating, they know the God that they are serving. Do you understand what I'm saying? But when it comes to Christmas, everybody go first chop themselves.
I don't think
it is important. No, it is important. Let me tell you something. Like I said, I've studied, Islam a bit, right? There's even, I think it's part of their tax or something like.
It's
one of their tasks. I'm telling you,
it's a very huge task. Actually, it's an obligation that
you must give.
Do you understand? For the fact that God has provided for you, you must extend, no matter how small, you must extend that same energy to other people who you think that. Some people who don't beg on a normal day say, if you see that Sallah celebration, that's why you just go and sit down on the floor waiting because they know that this, as an obligation to the Muslims, normal, it go reach them. But when you were saying that it doesn't happen, for Christians,
it's something that we don't see every time.
You say that, but it happens. I've seen Easter, Christmas season where people actually give. But
I'm saying that not as exactly, yes, and it's something that I feel like it's something that we actually need to practice. It is very, very important.
What if you look at it like this? I don't know much about the Muslim celebration, but I think the Christian celebration is more. How would I put it? There are a lot of performances being done in churches itself. Like, for example, if you look at Christmas season, before Christmas happens, there's carol, there's this Christmas one, there's that one, there are different teachings.
It's actually the same thing.
Is it the same that happens in music? So
like yesterday, there was a special fast for like the last day of the whole the whole thing.
There's like frequent
a
visits
pattern.
to the
Yes,
mosque. Okay.
exactly.
Because I was thinking that maybe the reason why you can say that because Christians are always so focused on, oh, we're going for this retreat, we're going for this meeting, we're going for this before
that's
that
not even enough.
celebration.
There's
And
actually
then
a lot of
the
process
cooking
too.
and the festivities really mild
That
for
is
them.
nothing. That is nothing.
That's what I was
Excuse,
thinking,
literally.
though. But I don't really think that's true because I've stayed in some places before and I see how Christians actually give as well, especially during Christmas season. If you even look at it, I think Muslims have more festive celebrations.
I disagree.
Then look at Christians. How many celebrations do we do? Christmas and Easter.
It's the same thing with them as well.
No, I think they have more. When I mean more, I've heard a lot of EDL. And let me try to explain it. The major cooking festivity we have is Christmas. Easter is more of a sober moment because there's a lot of, we're remembering the death and the resurrection of Jesus.
Yes.
You really don't find cooking, except in household that just want to cook. So the major cooking stuff is during that Christmas season. But the Muslims, I think there are more occasions where they're killing of rams.
I think it's just two as well.
It's
The
just one
fasting,
occasion
the
2 to
fasting,
1.
and this big one. Finish.
2 to 1 then.
No, it's not 2 to 1. If you
This
celebrate
baby just find the
Easter,
excuse,
we
and it's
finish
not
with
working
them.
for me.
I'm not trying
It's
to
not
find
working
excuse. I
for
just want
me.
you to be a bit neutral in your judgment.
It's
because
not-
I don't think
Right.
that's so. Because normally, from
Tell
my
me.
own point of view, I think if you're talking of festivity and celebration and that cooking and partying, you find it more with the Muslims than with the Christians. That's what I was trying to put out there. Do you understand? Christians are more concerned with
But
what you're
cooking
going
more-
to do with... I
Cooking
grew up
more
in
does
this-
not necessarily mean... So that's what I'm saying.
I'm
the
talking of the
different...
festivity of it.
The
whole
festivity
glam
is
of,
very common.
We're cooking this, we're doing that.
No,
I mean,
the festivity is actually very common for both Christians and
it's
Muslims.
more with the Muslims, so based on my own observation.
Based on me, that is inside it. I'm telling you, Kwe, it's the
I'm
same.
done with this
It's the same
girl.
energy. When we finish with fasting, right? There is the during that fast, that's the Easter
Yeah, the
feast
small-
that
yes,
you will say we
exactly.
have, and that's the small
Small
Sallah that
odun
you
or
will
whatever
say
you
we
call it. Exactly, odun,
when everybody gets holidays, right? Now
Holiday is
the
normal.
Sallah is actually the big where you will tag it as
Christmas. Exactly.
Okay.
That's
what
just
it is.
about
Finish.
There's nothing
There's
again.
nothing again.
And I'm saying that at least that one,
This
that
babe.
is 1 or 2, is more pronounced
Oh
in
my
the
God.
festive preparation for it as compared to Christians.
But who
Do you
pronounces
understand?
it? It's
For example,
humans.
that's what I'm saying. We're agreeing on the
Easter
same
is
thing.
is as pronounced
Look
as
at the way, if you look at social media now, different skit makers are saying, I'm calling my Muslim friends because I know they're going to kill ram and kill ram. There's that ram killing, cooking, partying that comes more with Muslim festivity as compared
only
to
difference-
Christian
let me
celebrations,
tell
which
you,
is Christmas.
the only
So I'm
difference
saying
I
that the
see-
Muslims have more festive vibe to their, celebrations
Compared to
as
Christians.
compared to Christians. So maybe
My
that's
dear,
why
the
you
only
see them
difference is
have
that
more
it's ram and
extension.
chicken. And obviously, one thing is going to have more sound. It's not the festivity
Okay, I've just
of
told
it.
you my own observation.
I
It's
heard.
okay.
It's not the
It's
festivity.
okay
I heard,
if you don't
I
agree
heard.
with what I'm
I
saying.
heard.
But Muslims know how to party and do their festivals well.
Because
Christians are...
literally, most of them are Yorubas.
It doesn't
Yeah,
have
bring
any,
that
And you
angle
know
now.
how
it
Yorubas
doesn't have
are
anything,
with
it doesn't have
party.
anything to do with
Like-
alms giving. That's the point I'm trying to drive at. That whether or not there's the vibe of the festivity, there's not the vibe of the festivity. Alms giving in Islam is an obligation.
Obligation.
While in Christianity, it's something that they are just
If you like.
that could be promoted.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's not an obligation.
Yes.
I don't see it anywhere in the
No,
Bible
no,
where
no.
alms giving is an obligation.
What do you mean alms giving is not an obligation? What do you call obligation? What you're expected to do. It's
What you
over
are
there.
meant to do, not expected.
Now must
What you
do.
are meant
Oh,
to
it's
do.
also there.
That's what I'm-
Please, no, that's
There's
an
a
absolute
difference
statement
between-
you're making
No,
now. That
there's a
will really
difference
not
between
go.
must do.
And we can
Oh,
open Bible
God.
and check.
Wait,
I'm trying to look for the
honestly,
verse.
wait.
God.
There's
But
a must
giving
do
alms-
and there's a
Giving
must do.
alms and helping people is
Oh,
also
God.
what you find in Christendom. No, I think
You're
causing-
not
causing
getting
to the
it.
extreme.
You're
There's
not
a
getting
must
it.
do and there's a can do. In Islam,
Christian,
is a
you can
must
do.
In Christianity, is a can do. You don't
How did we
understand.
get
We are
here?
using English to just turn everything
It's
around.
English we
Oh
are
my
speaking
God.
now.
They
People
must
of
do.
God.
Yeah, Christians also have that obligation to give alms to people as well. It's not like it's a choice whether you want to or not, because that's how you are painting it. Almost
where's
like
that?
Muslims they are bound, you must do it. Then Christians, you are flexible towards it. I don't think so. I think the God that we serve is a God that wants you to offer alms to people as well. And the Christian arm or the Christian religion does it as well as the Muslims. Maybe based on your different experiences. Now, I tell you, experiences are real to the person that has experienced them. You have
Obviously.
seen different things. But what I'm saying again, based on what I'm also taught in church, you are obligated, you are forced to to give. So let's not create that dichotomy. Because I'm seeing something that we're creating
So,
that's
so
not meant to be.
if that's the case, then that means a lot of Christians are sinning against God. Then, so we should
Don't use
leave
a
it
lot
at
of Christians
that.
because you have not seen many Christians.
Oh.
How many Christians have you seen across the world?
It's okay.
Don't
It's
use
okay.
a lot.
I
Use
heard
some.
some.
Good. You can't say a lot because you're
When
using
last did
statistics
you
here.
give? When last did you give? This
Wait,
year.
are we trying to bring this conversation to me?
Ah!
No, that is against every rule of debate. That is against every rule of debate. You are speaking on a general level, and I'm
When
trying to
last
make
did
you.
you give? No. You said
As the
some.
driver
And
of this
not
conversation,
all.
I just want to sit and relax. Oluchi, can you answer the
no.
question,
When
please?
last
I
did
don't
you
answer
give?
debate from that angle because that's being mischievous. You are
Oh.
trying to now form a basis based on my own personal experience. I'm telling you something generally, and I'm correcting your statement that you don't use a lot of or many. You use some because you have not seen many Christians. At least from my own angle, I know many
Who makes you
Christians
think
that
I've not
give.
seen many Christians?
You
but-
haven't. How many have you seen?
Have you been in her life? How many years have you spent
She
in her
hasn't
life?
seen
Ellen
a lot.
Joy, come
She
on,
hasn't
help
seen
me.
many Christians across the world for you to use the word many
I like
or
the
a
way
lot.
this conversation
You
is going.
haven't. That's
But
just the truth.
wait.
You've seen some.
Please, both of you should wait. We're already taking this conversation to how many Christians we are seeing. This today is about our Muslim brothers and
Muslims,
sisters.
I beg.
I will still ask Oluchi after this show. When last
did she give?
But it almost seems like to even
Every time on this show, maybe when I'm in this middle seat, there's an opposition that comes from the right and left. My viewers, please save me at this
It's
point.
one of my viewers.
Okay, so what's the funniest thing that you have experienced that has happened to you during a Sallah celebration? You mentioned that you're always at the when you were
Balcony.
younger, you're always at the balcony seeing all the weird people who were not doing something before suddenly all
Yeah.
dressed up. What other fun thing have you seen with the Sallah
I
celebration?
think my brothers and I had this tradition to still laugh at some dressings.
Oh yeah,
And I
there are some
don't
people
mean
that
to
do
be
a lot
shady.
of makeup.
Apart from the makeup, there's this thing with children. There's this children's shoe that used to exist. And I feel like
That is doing come.
those shoes are not meant to be with materials like this. There's just this weird feeling. So you see some of them, like the small children, toddlers, they're tying this long skirt and they're wearing some funny shoes. So I think my brothers and I used to look over the balcony and be like, this outfit is really giving what's not meant to give, but we see you, we love you. So to me, the most funniest moment is seeing them still express their joy, even with however their dressing comes out. For the children, basically. That's my own.
What about you, Just Beauty?
Funny. I think for me, it's the fact that, they are always overdressing. Like, I don't know what it is. Sometimes when I see them, it's more like they want to do a competition with, the Christmas, whatever, I really don't know what it is exactly. But for every time you get to see, them with the too much dressing, as if they're trying to prove a point. I love it. I love the colors that we see. Okay, just yesterday, right? So our gates guy, that's Mustafa, he already had his hair tinted already. Black.
I love that.
Like,
Energy.
when I say him, I say, I say, Kilode. This is a serious one. Oh. But you get the point. Like, I just like how, the celebration is coming and everybody's just changing. Like,
Let's not forget the fact that social media makes it more even interesting. I mean, you will see different skit of Ram trying to escape, people trying to
oh my God.
tame one bull or something that is running away, and a lot of things. I think social media has the real funny moment. If you want to talk
I
about
think
this
one of the
celebration.
funniest things that I still enjoy, but it's not common anymore, is when you take two rams to like an open field and you get them to fight.
Oh.
So they just say, oh yeah, you, somehow. Hit your head against that one, then you see those rams with their
Rams that
energy.
will soon die.
Yes, exactly. And they fight. Some actually die while on this,
oh my God.
during the fight. So it used to be like, oh yeah, before you finally died, you
Your
died
last
that you want to
battle.
die. Fight your last battle. Fight for, and then you see when one wins, there's so much praise. People can even dash you money, tell you that you see the oil that you used to fry this ram is me that will buy it.
Oh,
It used to be it used to be fun, but it's not as common as before again because nobody wants their ram to die on timely death. People just like you
Is
see
it
this
before
ram.
the killing,
Yeah,
like before the
killing.
main celebration?
It could be a week. Some people buy their rams a week before, some months before. So they just have
it can be my neighbor that will just say, that's your ram, we'll go and fight next week. And they're like, yes, now, yes. It used to be like some form of sports where everybody would gather, watch
I never
rams.
experienced that around me.
It used to
though.
be like our childhood thing where we just always go and watch. Or if my dad buys to say, Maria, you come and fight with this one. There are some that is stubborn that they will not want to fight. So we fight this fight. You must fight it. You must fight this battle. So it used to be so much fun. And some people will buy very thin rams. And then they tell you that you cannot fight with this ram or this one don't get power, I go die. And funnily, there are some very thin ones too that have survived that will hit the other one that looks very strong and will still die. It could also get some people who sell rams too, they also use that as a form of getting more customers. Where they know that your ram is the strong, mighty, bony ram that has meat too to defend itself. So that was also another form of... see ram where they say no fight where you never survive.
Don't be small PR.
No fight where you never survive for this life. So that was one of the very funniest and most interesting thing about Sallah for me. But basically, this whole conversation that we have had like since morning is just to drive that beyond the celebration, the sweetness, the everything, is also for us to introduce a more communal nature, to what Sallah means to everybody. And it's not a damn it all when it comes to either Christmas or Sallah in that sense. It should be something that we should all be we should all be grateful for. Some people are sleeping at home right now, or they're happy that they get to enjoy the Muslim holiday just because even if they are not Muslims, they can get to rest. It could take them out of their stressful week or something.
Someone put someone on social media and said, thank you to all my Muslim friends for this holiday. I don't have to be at work Thursday, Friday, Monday.
Unfortunately, it's not the same for us.
Exactly, but at least
we're
for the
here
regular
today,
9 to
but I'm
5.
happy to be here today. It means that I've escaped washing pepper and doing all that time. The realities of Sallah celebration, I've escaped it for a minute because waking up this morning, I would have worn, when you wear the house clothes that that you used to do work. Exactly, that kind of vibe. So I'm happy. Thank you, Muslim brothers and sisters.
And we're taking meets, please.
And Upgrade TV, and official Upgrade TV for bringing me here this morning and taking me away from work. Chore life to work life. I appreciate this is the moment that I say thank you. So your final words, please.
My final words are I'm really open to taking all sort of mates from my Muslim brothers and sisters.
I knew.
You can check my handle at Literally Speaks on Instagram. I'll give you my number so that we can find a meeting point for both of us to exchange pleasantries. And that's coming from your own angle. Thank you so much. I love you all. Mwah.
I don't know what that is. Just beauty. Give us a very beautiful parting shot.
To be honest, like I said, I love when you guys do this celebration because it's also the avenue for, people that have not eaten in a while or have not eaten meats and chicken and all of these things in a while to, get to eat. So it's not really about me, it's about the people in the street. Please impact on their life. I don't understand what this guy just said.
If they give you meat, it's not bring it to me.
Give it to them, please. To those people that don't have it, I think it's important.
Do I have it meat?
You don't get meat.
It's in my
fridge.
You
don't get money to buy meat.
People should also want to make us look like we're greedy. I'm not greedy. I don't have meat in my fridge. If you give me, you are helping a needy right here.
Oh, that got me, bro.
Okay, God's Beauty has given her parting shot.
Oh, my God.
My parting shot is you're invited to my house if you know my address.
Thank you so much.
You can come. I wasn't talking about Oluchi. Oluchi has a lot of people that she's going to go eat meat. From you viewers, you're going to send her location. So she doesn't need me. Do you need me?
I need you, my dear.
No.
Because I need to store it. For the week, I'm planning it. So I'll do a goosey with some, do stew with the other. And
okay. For people who have my dress, you're welcome to join us in our celebration of chopping ram meat and celebrating how good God has been to us in our lives. So thank you for joining this conversation and always lending your voice, of course, to all our conversations. I'll see you again next week on another amazing journey with us. See you. Bye-bye.
Hello, you. Yes, you. This is Usayome Saleh from Ways Primetime. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?